Last year, we celebrated a golden anniversary in Pretoria with our 50th Red Bull X Fighters event, and we are back again for 2015, looking forward to another fantastic South African showdown as we have the planes fly by and our dancers giving us a fantastic opener here. The distinctive red clay dirt highlights this track, and our race for the top of the standings is very close, with 7 riders mathematically in contention for a World Tour title coming up at the last stop in Abu Dhabi. But those who want to reach that lofty goal must have a podium placing here in Pretoria. I'm Troy Mannering, joined this time by the indomitable Ronnie Renner.
Thanks, Troy. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing these guys throw down. I mean, this has been an awesome competition so far, with practice being big. The course is in great shape. I got to ride it the other day, and while there are lots of options, it also presents a few challenges, too, being built on this tight slope and high elevation. The bikes are down on power. My favorite part, though, same for everybody. All the riders deal with the same conditions, so we should see some incredible action out there. First, foremost, though, we have round 1, which is important for the riders who place 8th through 12th in the qualies. They have to battle it out for one single remaining spot in the head-to-head heats and in the quarterfinals.
And let's not forget those 5 riders, or well, actually it's going to be 4 now, because we found out that Danny Torres will not be riding. He had a bit of a crash yesterday in qualification round. He's not badly injured, but he is not feeling good enough to ride. Of those guys that are riding in round 1, one will have to face up against the winner of the qualification round, and that happens to be Thomas Pages. Not a place I would want to be in, Ronnie.
Definitely not.
All right, well, this is the Red Bull X Fighters World Tour, and this 2015 World Tour features 5 stops around the globe. We began in Mexico City, Mexico, and then from there we moved on to Athens, Greece at the Dionysus Marble Quarry. Stop number 3 in Madrid, a classic at the Plaza de Toros de las Ventas, was an amazing event, and now we are here again in Pretoria, South Africa for the 2nd time, and finally we'll crown a World Tour champion in the United Arab Emirates on October 30th. Ronnie, truly a world tour. We touched down on a lot of continents, but for some reason or another, South Africa always seems, and I mean we say always, but since last year it's been kind of etched in our hearts because of the energy and the atmosphere, and of course this fantastic red clay dirt that just highlights everything for us.
It has all the elements. I mean, the energy is something that I've witnessed here for over 12 years, coming, doing freestyle demos and shows, and to bring it to the highest platform of FMX, Red Bull X Fighters, this level, what is there, 17,000 people here?
17,000 people are filling this stadium set up here today in front of the Union buildings and under the watchful eye of the tall statue of Nelson Mandela, national hero here. These riders, I mean, they've all said a lot of the same things about feeling the energy of this area and just trying to feed off of that energy for their runs.
Yeah, there's so many elements of what it takes to win this event right here. And we got 12 of the best guys in the world here ready to do their thing and try to hit that epic greatness of becoming a Red Bull X Fighters champion. There's guys that haven't done it, and there's guys that have.
And let's talk a little bit about this course setup, because, you know, compared to our last event in Madrid, and I mean Madrid is always an amazing event, but the last event in Madrid was particularly special. I mean, every rider brought a couple of new tricks to the game. The thing is, though, we have 9 ramps out there here. We had 9 ramps crammed into the arena at Plaza de Toros in Madrid. The difference here is the amount of space these guys have to work with on this course. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, there's a lot more space, which doesn't exactly mean these guys have this crazy creative freedom. You still have to stick to the path. You have to hit those judging criteria, which we'll talk about. Form and flow, all that stuff. Style's important, but the difficulty, that comes in on the different ramp options. You can use, use of course, you got quarter pipes, 4 comp ramps out there. There's a huge dirt kicker. You know, I could carry on about this course, but you have to stick to the basics of getting as many hits as you can.
Well, we should point out, too, coming up here, our first bit of action is going to be round 1. And Ronnie, in round 1, the guys are not allowed to do any flip, varial, rotational tricks or anything like that. It has to be taking it back to the old school, with the exception of one joker trick that they'll be able to do, a flip or a rotation or a varial trick. And who of the four guys, Alistair Sayer, Javier Villegas, Adam Jones, Remy Bizarre, would you say in this case is going to have the advantage out there, knowing that they're not allowed to do any big flip combos?
Well, I'd have to say it's going to come down to Remy and Adam. I mean, they're both known to throw massive upside, right side up tricks, and they each have a couple big banger inverted tricks. So my money would go towards those two. I think it's going to be real. If they both deliver, it's going to be right down to the nitty-gritty.
I'm a big fan of Javier Villegas as well as Alistair Sayer. I love the way Alistair rides. We talked about this a little bit yesterday during our qualification round. He is just a go-for-it, all-or-nothing kind of rider, and a lot of people really love that style. So, you know, he might be our dark horse in this one.
Well, he's from Botswana, you know, a little bit north of here, but it's a South Africa kind of thing. The vibe's good. He basically did all his training here throughout his years of doing freestyle contests in Europe and around the world, and he keeps getting better. He's like a fine wine, and he puts it all on the line. It doesn't matter. Age isn't a thing to him. Nothing. He just goes for it.
Yeah, and his mom and dad are in the house as well. Looking forward to seeing him ride here in round one, along with Javier Villegas, Adam Jones, and Remy Bizarre. Let's also point out, along with the fact that they're not allowed to do any flip tricks or varials or rotational tricks, these guys have to really consider the fact that when they're out there riding, only one single rider is going to take that last spot in the quarterfinal head-to-head round. So it's very important for them to be on point.
It's a go for broke situation.
All right, we're going to get a train here with all the riders greeting the 17,000 fans who have come out to check out the Red Bull X Fighters World Tour stop number 4 of 5 here in Pretoria, South Africa. And this is always a fan favorite. Everybody out there on the course at the same time, and it is bikes are flying everywhere. I'm really looking forward to seeing how the rest of this day pans out. I'm super excited.
Look at the crowd bringing their posters out. Gotta love the support. I mean, the energy here last year at the 50th Red Bull X Fighters was enormous. Now, these people got a taste of it. They're coming, they're fans now, you know?
We're at number 55 here if you want to get right down to the itsy-bitsy nitty-gritty of the things. And these guys are just getting a chance to show the audience the lines that are out there, the different comp ramps, as you call them, and having a little bit of fun shaking and baking. As we see some of the grandstand there completely full. In some cases, as Andy Bell would put it, nuts to butts out there, and they don't care.
It is tight. I'm kind of thinking those people over there under the trees have it made. A little shade. Or that guy with the girl on the shoulders. I was in the pits a little earlier doing a little autograph session with the Red Bulletin, and so many core fans and, like, you know, genuinely nice, great people here.
Well, you know, you got those core fans, as you mentioned. They are really knowledgeable of what's going on out there. They know the riders, they know the tricks, they know the bikes that they're riding. You know, whether it's a 252-stroke or a 454-stroke or anything in between. You know, they really are right on top of the sport, which makes that kind of an audience even more fun for these riders to perform for, because they know they have the knowledge of the sport and what's going on.
A rider's toughest critic is his peers. And when a lot of these people are enthusiasts and riders themselves, you got a lot of critics.
Yeah. It's a good thing we only have a judging panel of 5 and not of 17,005. All right, well, Ronnie, I mean, you're aware of this. Judging is a very important part of this. We mentioned it earlier. Good thing we don't have 17,005 judges, but what we do have here are some of the most qualified judging and one of the most fair judging systems around. Why don't you introduce us to these guys a little bit?
Well, we have Goba, a legend in the world, judging the variety category, which kind of speaks for itself. There they are up there. Right there on the right, there's Gaba. Next to him, Toby Emler, who will be judging the execution, which is, you know, punctuation, you know, straight legs, all that stuff. There's Toby. I'm jumping the gun here. I'm a little excited for this one to go down.
Yeah.
And the style man himself, Drake McElroy, form and flow. That's what freestyle is all about. It's in the name. And there we got Adam. Adam judging use of course, which there's a lot of obstacles on this course and a little bit of time to do it. Brody Henderson judging energy, and you got to get this crowd revved up. It's always been an important part of Red Bull X Fighters. And heading it all up, our boy Jason Moriarty, who is a legend here, bringing freestyle motocross on the map for years.
He's a local boy.
Hi, I'm Jason Moriarty, head judge here at Red Bull X Fighters Pretoria. My job is to keep a check over the other judges and ensure we have a fair and accurate scoring for each rider so that we have the best quality contest we can possibly have. Enjoy the show.
All right, well, there you go. That's our judging panel. 5 very qualified individuals taking a close eye, or keeping a close eye, rather, on the riders that will be coming out here on the course. And they're judging in 5 separate categories, and then everything overseen, as we saw, by Jason Moriarty, who we could pretty much say is as local as it gets here from our judging panel. He's a South African legend in the world of freestyle motocross as we get ready to go for round number 1 here. Alistair Sayer, Javier Villegas, Adam Jones, and Remy Bizoir will be battling it out for one single spot in the quarterfinals. So very important for these guys to perform at the peak here. And there's our start list. Alistair will be the first guy out. Javier following him, then Adam Jones and Remy Bizoir.
You know, I can't say enough great things about our head judge, Jason Moriarty. You know, I look at Alistair Sayer's name on the roster there, and that's a guy that Jason used to help out tenfold, helping get him on the map, helping him get to Europe, helping him get to events like where he's had more opportunities than he would have ever imagined. So Nick DeWitt, the whole Ride Authority crew was all headed up by Jason Moriarty, so he's pushed the sport really big down here. It's great to see him have a big position.
And he's still highly active as well in the sport of freestyle motocross, helping young kids come into the sport and learn about the nuances of racing and of freestyle motocross so that they can really step into it and become a guy like Levi Sherwood, who unfortunately isn't riding here this weekend because he injured himself, and you know, the repair on the injury isn't holding tight. So yeah, we're not seeing one of the best riders in the world hang out with us this weekend. And in the meantime, we're waiting on Alistair Stayer to start his first and only hit in round 1, so it's got to count, Alistair.
Alistair Stayer, the Jackal.
The Jackal. I'm curious to know what he's going to throw out there as his joker, and when.
We saw him yesterday in practice with a couple big combos. Oh, nice.
Super
kind of seat grab, side saddle lander, Indian air. Oh, goes little running man to heel clicker. Took off with his feet off the side there. Judges definitely liking things like that, and straight back into it with the little super knack and flipping the big jump. Where did that come from?
Wow, that's his joker trick right there, and he definitely didn't waste it.
Not a lot of guys flipping that, and judges highly reward things as such. One-handed takes it into one-handed lander. Alistair actually dealing with a broken finger, and he has stitches in his chin from going too long on that jump right there that he just hits a big cliffhanger.
5 seconds left. If he's getting under power onto this next jump, he might get it.
Let's see.
I think he wasted his time on that one.
He may have wanted to think that one through and hit that other ramp, but once you have your mind on something, it's hard to change it.
But that last jump will not count. But nevertheless, that was a really, really solid run here in round 1 from Alistair. I think probably that was the best run we've seen. And there's his dad and mom there in the background, completely stoked for him. That's awesome to see.
Not a bad way to kick it off. Right there, one hand. Oh, I didn't catch that little rock solid-y kind of. I don't even have names for these tricks anymore. It's like video. That was a video game trick there, people. And he took off sides out of lander into a running man and back, getting those heels nearly together. Greasing that landing. Started off really strong and kind of took us all by surprise with flipping the big gap. Nearly 30 meters, Troy.
Yeah, that's a beast of a jump that he managed to get a really nice clean flip on. So good showing from Alistair. He looked a little nervous off the first round of the qualification round yesterday. Nice to see him come out and really throw it down in this first round.
I was chatting with Ali earlier, and he was really excited to have his parents here. You know, like I said, he's traveled the world, and they don't get the chance to come and see him often. So can you imagine how psyched they are to see him on this big stage?
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. As we take a look back at some more of the slow-mo.
Rock solid Indy is a very difficult trick. Both hands off, catching the back, then deciding to let go again, and then twist your body up. All within about 3 seconds.
Yeah, what you don't realize is from a TV perspective, when he goes into slow-mo, I mean, it looks like everything happens so relaxed, but there's not a lot of time to complete and execute these tricks up there for these guys. So when they hang and they hold it and really commit to it, that says a lot about what they're doing up there, and you got to be really impressed by that. All right, our next rider up will be Javier Villegas from Chile, who came on with a bang a few years ago at the very first Red Bull X Fighters event in Dubai, and actually ended up on the podium in third place at that event, and everybody was sort of wide-eyed then, you know, saying, wow, where'd this guy come from? And you known him for a while. He's been riding for a while. He's no spring chicken, as you mentioned the other day, but still, he's a top-quality rider that I love to watch ride.
He comes out swinging. He is more determined than anyone in that paddock, and I truly mean that. He's overcame a lot of adversity, broken femurs, I think his knee, like, never a dull moment this guy's like, and as soon as he can, he's back on the bike before he should be, and charges so hard. Let's see what he brings to the table here in Pretoria. Starting off with his Joker trick, tsunami flip. Great extension, good punctuation.
Getting dizzy looking at that suit of his, though.
All right, into the double line, nice, lazy boy, stretches it out, holds it. And there you go, rock solid Indian air. Holy grab back. Super clean, man. Javier has really tightened up his landings. Has a lot more flow out there these days. There we go, can take off into a double neck. That's unique.
Yeah, the big flat line going away from us towards that Mandela statue.
Oh,
that's what I'm talking about right
there. Kicking it back. Little do-si-do.
Do we still call that the pastrana, or are we going with the no-hand candy bar?
Pastranas are not out here now. We'll let Javier claim that one. No-handed candy bar. I like it. Nice. You know, cutting that corner as tight as he can, trying to get in there, get as many hits in as possible. See, this is where Alistair messed up the last round. He should have went straight into this ramp. Super can for Javier to close it out.
Question is, are they going to give that last jump to Javier?
I believe they will. He was under power. You got a long time to get under power for that, about 150 meters there.
I mean, it was really cutting it close. 1 second to go, and he was on the gas. All right, it's confirmed that last jump will count, so you're right, Ronnie. That's a good sign for Javier. You got that one last jump in there. That's an important factor, especially with so much on the line. You know, you got one single spot in the quarterfinal available, so these guys want to get every ounce that they can out of this course.
Crowd seems to like Javier's run. Got to entertain the people, Troy.
Well, yeah, that's
give them what they want.
That's part of the energy and excitement and entertainment, and the judging system that we're looking at here is getting involved with the audience, and that's something that some riders who are young just tend to forget on occasion. And you know, we see the veterans come out there and they really get involved with the audience. They pump it up. They, you know, they'll throw a pair of goggles out to them at the end, so that gets the audience really into the game as well.
Everybody's looking for that free swag. Love that lazy boy JV through there, stretching it out all the way and then holding it. As a fan of the sport, that's one thing I love seeing, the punctuation on tricks.
Yeah, the commitment that you have to have for those, those little bits and pieces just to make the judges go, okay, wow, that was good.
Well, it all starts off the ramp. I mean, if you don't get a good pop, you're already one step behind. It's fractions of a second you're dealing with.
Look at those fantastic trophies in the background there behind Javier. I'm looking forward to seeing who's going to take one of those home this weekend.
Yeah, you're not the only one.
All right, Adam Jones up next. He's one of those guys here that can really tear it up when it comes to this round one, and we may well see, like you said, that battle going down between Adam Jones and Remy Bizoir.
Well, nobody wants to find themselves in round one, but if you do, you want to be a guy like Adam Jones who has a solid bag of tricks, comes from the old school. He still takes a lot of pride in his right side up tricks, and let's see what he brings. Starting with his joker trick. Yes! Double grab flip. Did not see that coming.
Beautiful. I don't think I've seen him do a double grab flip.
In quite a while. There you go. Turntable, bringing it back into a can-can. And then one-handed indie, rock solid. You probably noticed watching, Adam's got a style of his own compared to the last couple guys out. Really bendy.
Yeah, he's probably among the
rigor mortis.
Rigor mortis. I was just going to say, he's among the most flexible guys out there, and that just punctuates it completely.
Little KOD off the side can, straight out of his buddy Mike Mason's playbook. Coming back, super can. And then Rodova. Oh, he's really cutting that corner short.
Yeah, heavy duty. He's got 5 seconds here, and he's got enough time. He's going to have it.
This is going to work out for him. Heading back up the hill, getting that use the course vibe going, and then cliffhanger.
Nice finish for Adam.
Very clean run.
That was a good run. That was a run that I would have liked to have seen yesterday from him.
We're struggling in that. Next round's a competition, as you'll see, everybody. The ante is upped with whatever you want to do. No holds barred.
Wow, look at that first
and
jump
every
from
trick
him,
is at a level like that. Perfectly extended double grab flip. And there you go. That is so technical. The turntable to nothing. A lot of risk going into that second jump. And the rigor mortis.
Oh my God,
in
my
pictures,
shoulders pop. Yeah?
It looks like a kiss of death in pictures, and then it's actually a bar hop.
Yeah.
When you can throw a bar hop that big, you just claim it with a whole new name.
Well, that was a great run from Adam Jones, and just illustrating the fact that he is such a fantastic rider. He has all of those skills he needs to be able to kind of motor through this round. Let's see if he's got enough to move on to the quarterfinals. One more rider here in round one, and that is from France, Remy Bizoir.
Very, very difficult first round we have here, man.
Yeah, this is a stacked heat, actually, if you really want to get down to it. There's our onboard camera with Remy, and nice to see that we have that live onboard camera. We get some really great views from on that fender of his.
All right, 10 seconds to get the party started here. You don't want to mess around too long. He's got plenty of time heading into this first round. Go for this joker, the ball! Body burial! Hard to top that when it comes to the joker tricks we've seen.
Throws in the vault right away.
Bar hop, sends it to flat. He's got to be careful, settle down a little bit, Remy, because you threw a big one out of the gate. You got to keep it clean all the way through. You think he hurt me?
I think so. That was a bit slower there.
On the sideshow. Nice, extended and held KOD on the big boy.
He even went a little bit long, but he's got plenty of power on that bike of his for sure.
I mean, I can't fathom the adrenaline he must have throwing that vault, because he really hangs it out there. One hand, executioner style, seat grab. Keeping the rhythm strong here. Nice. Double knack.
10 seconds left to go as he hits the double-double here.
Throws it. 4 seconds left, Remy. Come back. You got one more time to hit a jump.
He's not going to bother with it. He's pretty pumped by that run altogether. Look at him playing with that audience. And here we were talking about this earlier, that energy. And he really is getting into it with the audience here. And they're loving it. They're absolutely loving it.
He's very pumped up. You know, I guess that's why I'm here right now, is I got to be the one that can call out some things. And if I was in the judging position, knowing that he had enough time to get one more jump in him down here at the end, they could easily pick on him about that.
Yeah, I mean, that's often an issue of contention for these guys because, you know, they also count the number of jumps that they're doing out there.
You know, coming off of that vault that we just saw, he came into this one a little hot, took her down to the flats. Remy choosing to ride the 450cc, which you don't lose as much power as the guy on the two strokes. Takes it to the bottom, but he tightened up his program really quick. Here you can see his unique style, nice, stretchy. I mean, you can't get any farther back on the back, huh?
Yeah, he is also among those really flexible guys. And, you know, it's not like back in the old days when it was, you know, go to the gym, work out, get strong, get on the bike and ride. You know, these guys are getting into yoga and all sorts of different flexibility exercises to also have that maneuverability in their bones and their joints and stuff so that, you know, those injuries that they do sustain, which are inevitable in this sport, aren't necessarily as long-lasting or as devastating when they do get them.
Yeah, so what do you think, Troy? It's going to come down to the wire. Those last couple were tight, big banger joker tricks.
Well, I mean, it's really hard. Like I said, this is a stacked heat, you know. I really like the way Alistair rode. I didn't see many mistakes in his run. Quite frankly, Javier had a couple of nice hits in there as well. I like Remy's riding style, and Adam, of course, he too has that fantastic extension. He commits to all of his tricks, so you know, it's a hard call. I really wouldn't want to be a judge in this case, especially seeing as it's only going to be one of these four guys moving to the quarterfinals. Great onboard shot there from Remy's camera.
I feel that I'm in the clear, that I'm not going to call any of these amazing athletes out of being a one-trick pony, but that round is going to come down to that joker trick, I believe. I mean, Adam with the double grab flip, very high up on the list.
Yeah.
Volt, very high up on the list.
You know, if we're talking about it in that sense of the word, then I think it's probably going to go with the Volt because that's the new school. That's what the judges like to see. That's where, you know, everybody's sort of aiming these days. Although that double grab flip was big and beautiful and perfect.
And you can't leave out Viegas, who had the KOD flip.
Right.
And a clean run as well.
Yeah. We'll bring our guys up on top of the landing here and let you know who it is going to be moving on to the quarterfinals.
You're not betting on this game, are you?
Not a chance. I would lose my money instantly, I think. I have my thoughts on it, but I'll just keep those to myself. Look at that crowd and our grandstands there. What a backdrop here in Pretoria, though.
Never gets old.
That's better than Mom's apple pie. I tell you what, it's just beautiful here. The Union buildings in the background there, this red clay dirt. It's just, there's such a contrast, especially when you look at, you know, the blue sky, the red dirt, the green in between. It's pretty amazing. All right, round one. Alistair Sayer with 80.4 points, so he's sitting there in fourth place. We're not going to see him riding anymore.
Solid effort.
Javier Viegas, both of those guys with a great effort. So let's see, it's one single tenth of a point, the difference. Oh, Remy Bizarre takes it.
There you go.
By 1/10 of a point. That's how close this is. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So Remy Bizarre will be moving to the quarterfinal. Unfortunately for him, he's going to have to go up against another Frenchman, the guy who won our qualification round, and that is going to be Thomas Pages. And if you're familiar with anything about YouTube, Facebook, or freestyle motocross at all, you'll know the name Thomas Pages as the innovator of the new school of freestyle motocross riding.
If that's a sign of how the rest of the day is going to go, it's going to be good.
It's going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to seeing these quarterfinals rock and roll.
And what a great platform for him to perform right here in front of the iconic
the historic and beautiful Union buildings and the distinctive red clay dirt of South Africa. Our grandstands filled with excited fans looking forward to the Red Bull X Fighters Pretoria 2015. And presiding over everything, the 9-meter tall statue of a national hero, Nelson Mandela. All this greets the best freestyle motocross riders in the world as they return again to the vibrant city of Pretoria to see who will gain ground in the fight for the Red Bull X Fighters World Tour Title 2015. Hello everyone, Troy Mannering bringing you all the live action, and joining me this round is none other than freestyle motocross icon and expert Ronnie Renner.
Icon. Wow, thanks, Troy. You know, it's going to be fun to see how this all plays out, dude. Loads on the line for the World Tour title, and after an incredible event in Madrid about a month and a half ago, these guys have had some time to train, so the level should be higher than ever.
And 17,000 fans here looking forward to an absolutely fantastic day of freestyle motocross action. The energy is high. We had a great show to start this event off, and it is just about ready to kick off with quarterfinal action in this World Tour. We could see the energy here that was brought to this red clay dirt of our course earlier on during the opening ceremonies. The people were treated to a really spectacular display of dancing and singing, and they enjoyed every minute of it, just absorbing this South African energy here, and the riders are also doing that on this World Tour. Speaking of World Tour, the 2015 Red Bull X Fighters World Tour consists of 5 stops in total, starting in Mexico City, Mexico. Then we moved on to Athens, Greece. Then we were at a classic, a favorite in Madrid, Spain, and from there we moved on to our second appearance here in Pretoria, South Africa. And finally, we'll see who will be the World Tour champion at our last event, our last stop in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. Well, currently Clinton Moore is on top of the standings with 200 points, but not far behind him is Thomas Pages, who had a fantastic qualification round, qualified first place here. Levi Sherwood, unfortunately, is not competing this weekend. Last year at this event, he injured his ankle in the training, and was unable to compete in the event, essentially losing his title possibilities. But this year, that screw that they used for his ankle to fix it is loosening up a bit, and we're going to hear more about that from Laurette, our sideline reporter, who is going to give us the lowdown right now.
We just got word that Danny Torres, former World Tour champion and last year's second place event finisher, has withdrawn from competition. Yesterday during qualifying, he suffered a crash and he took a handlebar to the kneecap, causing a patellar contusion. Danny is very sore but expected to be just fine. Also, another former World Tour champion that's not here, Levi Sherwood. Now, in 2014, Levi suffered a crash and broke his ankle during qualifying. He required surgery and hardware to put it together. In Madrid, he had a great performance, but a screw started backing out of his ankle, causing considerable pain. We were told that he is going to have surgery and have that screw removed as soon as possible.
All right, well, there you go. The information up. We're also not going to see Danny Torres, but in the meantime, there is our current tour leader, Clinton Moore. He is the guy that has basically a target on his back, Ronnie. He's been so consistent this year, and it's fantastic to see how he's been riding, but he's got to go up against a guy like this here, Thomas Pages.
And then you got the underdog, but not really. He's the uprising guy right there, David Ronaldo.
He's been solid and hungry, exactly right. These two guys, they're going to be keeping a close eye on whatever's going on that course later on. And, of course, last year's champion here at this event and our reigning World Tour champion, Josh Sheehan. He's got a lot on the line today.
He sealed the deal here. He has a good following of fans, definitely an extra motivator. And he's just one of those guys that usually puts his 100% all into everything.
Well, those are the 4 guys that are our main contenders here at this event in Pretoria, South Africa.
race for the championship is literally heating up here in South Africa. With 2 events left, we have 4 main contenders for this World Tour title. There's the dominant tour leader, Clinton Moore. He won in Mexico City. He won in Greece. And he took 3rd in Madrid. He's having the season of a lifetime.
I'm going to see myself on the podium.
Tom Pages, he just pulled off the impossible by doing a hat trick in Madrid.
I want to be on the podium, I want to be on the first place.
And when he's on his A game, no one can touch him. David Ronaldo is the dark horse. I mean, he's always up in the mix, making the semifinals both rounds, and he has a huge bag of tricks to keep improving on.
A good semi-final again. No mistake this time. And after that, I will be happy.
Josh Sheehan won here in Pretoria last year, and he wrapped up the championship. However, this year, he has no podiums, but he's still in contention for the title. And I know Sheeny, he's hungry to win here.
If I came through with a win, that'd be awesome. But if I get a podium, I'll be happy.
Being that this is the second to last stop of the season, if you want to win this World Tour title, you have to make the podium.
Somebody we shouldn't forget here is Rob Adelberg. He qualified in 2nd place, so he's in a good position. He'll be going up against Clinton Moore. Tough job for him. But you know what? Coming up next, it's all about the head-to-head, and it's all about win or go home. That means it's a head-to-head competition. 2 guys coming out onto the track. Each one will ride for 75 seconds in the quarterfinal. It's a timed run there, and they have to win 3 of the 5 judged categories, and these are categories that 5 separate judges will be keeping a close eye on. We're going to meet those judges really quickly right now.
There they are. We got the OG legend crew right there. All these guys know how to ride a motorcycle. They all know this sport like the back of their hand. They've been around the block. They've been to a lot of different countries. They know the feel of the sport, and that is so important. You know, our head judge down at the end, Jason Moriarty, is a legend in these parts, and one of the guys that put freestyle motocross on the map in South Africa, and still is an activist for it, helping guys like Alistair Sayre, Nick DeWitt. Great guys, man.
Well, that's our judging crew, 5 very highly qualified individuals, and now we're going to look at the keys to win. Run us through this a little bit, Ronnie, because this is important here.
Use the open space. The track here in Pretoria has the same number of jumps that we had in Madrid. The difference is we have a lot more open space to work with. Flow, creativity, both crucial for a successful run. Stay in the game. It appears if you don't have a body barrel or a quarter pipe trick, you have no chance at all to win this thing. The game has changed, and those riders who will not adapt, will be left behind. Handle the pressure. With the last 2 stops looming in front of the riders, in order to stay alive in the tight title race, you have to make the podium here in Pretoria.
Well, it's going to be super hard, and if we look at this quarterfinal round here, again, head-to-head action. David Ronaldo going up against Josh Sheehan. That's a tough one. We also saw Michael Malero up against Taka Higashino. That'll be an interesting matchup. And then Clinton Moore going up against Rob Adelberg, and we saw Remy come out of round 1. He'll be up against Thomas Pages. But the first heat we're going to be looking at, David Ronaldo against Josh Sheehan. Very difficult position for David to be in, but it also puts a significant amount of pressure on Josh.
There is not one matchup here that's a sleeper, no doubt about it.
Hello, I'm David Ronaldo from France. I can't wait to ride here and having fun on my bike.
All right, David Ronaldo, as you mentioned earlier on, he's the up-and-coming star in this sport of freestyle motocross, and he's really shown the creme de la creme of the freestyle motocross world that he has the ability to really do it here. Now, he's got 75 seconds in this quarterfinal to do it all, and he starts off strong.
Wow! Talk about use of course to start things off. Transfer flip. Levi Sherwood bringing that early in the season at the first stop. Now, you guys doing it. Double grab flip. 2 big ones straight out of the gate. But how about that first one? Taking the wall ride out there. That's not even a feature on the course.
Yeah, he just creating his own features out there.
Oh, no.
Oh, a dead sailor for Ronaldo.
He then blows it out of the next one. Not a good way to start things off. All right, he's got to get the composure back. Oh, a straight flip off the kicker. Something's rattled him, huh?
Yeah, something went wrong off of that jump out of the bank turn here. Maybe he'll try it again and just get things back on track.
Well, I know David's been working on a few body varials known to throw them. And I'd have to guess he probably just froze up on one of the varials. Probably didn't get the pop.
I mean, it doesn't appear there's anything going on with his bike, so maybe it was just a small mistake on his part. We'll hopefully find out a little bit more about that later on, but that is an unfortunate turn of events for a rider we were both really expecting and looking forward to ride well.
Yeah, he knows going against Sheeny, he's blown too many jumps to regroup right now.
Yeah, there's no chance for him anymore.
Flip levers just went up, though.
Yeah. So this one definitely doesn't count, but that's for the crowd and probably for him as well.
Really cool trick right there. He did a bit of a holy grab heart attack
it's
into
like
a
going up into a maze twist heart attack one-hander. Yeah. You can see the disappointment on his eyes, and he started so well here too.
Taking one hand off on that transfer, but he got so corked out. Is he sponsored by Toyota? Trying to get that extra exposure? What's going on? Starts it off, second jump there, double grab, fully extended. Oh, excuse me, double grab backflip.
Yes. Make no mistake, that was definitely
not in the 90s anymore. Perfect, rock solid. You know, I'm just gonna go with Troy. He probably had that body varial. I think he does the Cali rolls. He's got the volt and just froze it up. If you don't come off that ramp, just pop perfectly. And he's on a 252 stroke. These things are strongly underpowered. I'm talking 10% less power at least than in regular elevation or sea level, to where it can really affect your takeoffs.
Yeah, look how disappointed it is. You can see it. His body language is just, it's so telling there. And he was looking forward to it. And I really think that that's where he wanted to do that California roll. But what I noticed is that normally he takes off of that California roll with his hand back there, and it wasn't there.
He bulldogged that thing. These slow-mo shots. Gotta love them.
So sick. All right, well, that was it for quarterfinal action for David Ronaldo. And next up, we have Josh Sheehan.
Hey, I'm Josh Sheehan from Australia. When I'm going for a big run or a trick, Dad's excited to watch, but Mum, I think she's just excited for it to be over.
This guy.
They're all so kind of off the hook funny sometimes, and I mean, for such a dry sense of humor, it's nice to have Sheeny out there just enjoying himself. All right, let's see what Sheeny's got in store for us in this 75-second quarterfinal run here.
Oh, not holding back with a 360 off the 23-meter comp ramp. I had to have adjusted his game plan a little bit, you know. Sheeny's been known to throw double flips in the first round of competition before, but I don't think he needs to right now. You'd think he'd want to play it safe.
Yeah, I think I'm agreeing with you on that one. It would probably be a mistake on his part, but you just never know. These guys all have different headspace for these kinds of things.
There you go, backflip, switchblade. Just kind of has a good flow going out there. Double grab, kicks it sideways, probably going to turn in, go either to the super kick or no.
Going for the quarter pipe.
All right, a little quarter pipe action, baby. Let's do it. With the flare.
Nice.
Greases that landing. A little more technical this week with that other ramp right there near the end of that landing when you go left.
You don't have a lot of room to make any mistakes, that's for sure.
Big KOD flip.
And there we see our Energy Live judging on the bottom there. Sheeny definitely has that helmet locked down, or that judge locked down at this point for the Energy Live judging.
Nice heart attack backflip. I thought he was going to hold it back a little bit. I guess not. Probably a little practice round for him.
Yeah.
Loosen up a bit.
Yeah, there you see the Energy Live judging. Josh Sheehan takes that one, 85.5 to 73.2. So we know at least Sheeny's going to have that energy helmet, but I don't think there's any question here. I mean, you know, Ronaldo just made too many mistakes.
We got Brody Hendrickson over there running the energy category, and he's not going to get it easy on every round, I promise you. Josh real good with his extensions. Kind of goes off to the right side of the bike on his double knacks. Most guys choose the left. I think him and Remy Bizois go switch on that. And then there you go, the flare. Spot on the landing. Perfectly executed KOD flip.
What was it you said, bench pressing the bike above your head?
Looks like it.
Yeah, it looks like it.
If there's anybody here that could, it's probably Sheeny.
All right, well, we already know that Sheeny has got the energy helmet or the energy button there. The guys are switched. Sheeny's on the left-hand side.
We like to keep it interesting for everybody.
Yeah, no doubt about it there. Execution. Josh only needs to have 3 of the 5 categories.
I think we're going to have a clean sweep here.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you there. So that means that Sheeny is definitely going to go through to the semifinal.
Tough break for Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Kid worked so hard. Been pushing through. He's right there on the brink of some podiums.
Yeah,
possibly going to win one of these days.
I feel bad for him. I mean, really do. I talked to him yesterday in the hotel, and he says, yeah, he's not feeling 100%, but you never knew it, or you couldn't really tell from the way he was riding yesterday in the qualification round. I mean, he just really went out there. But, you know, maybe there's a little more to the story than we know up here, and we just hope that he's feeling good enough to come back strong and ride the way that we know he can ride. All right, our next heat pairing coming up is going to be Michael Malero and Taka Higashino. A couple of little dudes that can throw out some banger tricks.
Should be an interesting matchup. Talk about some hungry characters and proven characters. Both pretty much veterans at this point.
Yeah, Sheeny there in the paddocks is, yeah, I mean, you know, I can't say that he really pushed it in that quarterfinal run of his, but he didn't really, you know, hold back either.
We know that he's capable of flare combinations. We know he's capable of double backflips. Yeah. And whoever he ends up against next round, for sure, are going to get a taste of that.
All right, here's Michael Malero getting ready for his quarterfinal run.
Hola, I am Michael Malero from Spain. Here in Pretoria, I will show my right side.
Okay, I'm going to go on a whim and say, if you met this guy at the airport, least likely to guess that he's a freestyle motocross rider.
Looks like he might be traveling with a choir. You know?
Well, he's no choir boy on this bike, and we're about to see him let loose and play some heavy metal in front of this 17,000 Pretoria, South Africa natives. And watch this.
Yes!
Nice lofty flare on the gas. What you're going to see is very important here, man. You got all these hits, a lot of distance in between each one. Double knack from Malero. The faster you can get to the next one, the better your chances of getting more hits than the next guy are. Oh, hangs up a little bit, going for a C-crab flip. That's going to hurt him.
Michael's shown a lot of mental toughness in the last couple of years, though, so I think he'll come back from that pretty clean.
Yeah, it's good to see him rebound. Oh, he's going to turn in, headed towards the transfer ramp, which only means one thing at this point. Nice and lofty. Whoa!
Came close to the edge, though.
We got some guys taking the other side. He got hyped on that, though.
He got high, yeah. Side saddle setup here.
All right, he's in Cancun, got one hand on his gravel.
Whoa! Right on the back of that bike.
California roll with a Malero twist. Great to see him rebound after that one mistake. He's going to make it really hard for Taka Cordova flip. Lazy boy. Oh, running high. Keep it down. Air wheeling.
Wow. Look at that. What a way to finish it off, Ronnie.
Finishing it off with a triple combo there. Lazy boy to air wheelie to wheelie lander.
Man, I mean, that was a great A great run for Michael Malero. Small gaff in there for him, but like you said, he came back and just, you know, stepped it back up to where he needed to be. Let's watch this again.
Greases that flare. Nice height on that.
Look at that shot, hey? Full grandstands. Beautiful flatliner.
Grandstanding in front of the grandstands.
Absolutely.
Nice. It don't even look like a transfer flip. He's kind of corked out, really cool. And there you go, California roll with the Mikey twist.
Watch how far back he lands there. He's right on the fender. He's really got to reach for those handlebars, huh?
Fingertip catch.
That's where having a couple extra centimeters of height, or at least arm length, would be helpful. Good run from Michael Malero. That's put some pressure on Taka Higashino, who's taking a lap out there just to blow out his bike right now. And I think Michael can be pretty pleased with the way that turned out, even with a small mistake in there. Folks here enjoying it. Weather's perfect. It's not too hot. A little bit of shade never hurts. So 17,000 people coming out, and we got Taka Higashino up next.
The little ninja.
Hello, I'm Taka Higashino, Japan. Here, South Africa, like wild animal. Like I'm Japanese, yeah, wild animal, like a cat.
Yeah, I was just going to say, what a character. One of those guys that you just, you know, you always have a good giggle and a big smile on your face about. All right, Taka, let's see if he's got everything he needs in this bag of tricks to keep up with Michael Malero.
Double grab flip. We know he's capable of rock solid backflip. I wonder if he's holding that off to later, and maybe he just got a bad pop on that.
Now that's the tactic part of the game.
There you go, a little strip of Cordova. Keeping it cool. Oh, he's eyeing down the quarter pipe, Troy.
Lofty. Oh, yeah.
Nice, Taka. That's a new one in his bag right there. That's putting him back in the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, nice, clean California roll. Taka, the actual first guy to kind of start that revolution. And he has his own little ninja style to it. He was hanging off the bike before he left the ramp right there.
Yeah, that was unbelievable.
Gigantic. Can take off into a switchblade. One-hand C grab into a holy grab.
He's filling this run with a lot of great tricks, and I think we can say he's gone, you know, trick for trick with Malero almost. There's the Cordova flip, and Malero had one of those in his run too. So, I mean, we might be comparing apples to apples in this case.
Yeah, nice. No, they are going to count this run right here. If he cleans this one, well, I'm going to go out there and say right now, he cleaned that extra 2 jumps compared with Malero's small mistakes.
Yeah,
that's going to be huge for Taka right there.
That's a big deal as well, and you know, it may be the difference maker. We'll see when the judges throw down their decision here. Remember, folks, in the quarterfinal, these guys have 75 seconds time to get in their tricks and impress these judges, and they need 3 of the 5 categories in order to move on to the semifinals.
Well, we got Great Britain's Adam Simpson judging the use of course. And that one had to be good for him right there because Taka was all over the place.
Yeah, but the one thing that Taka didn't do that Michael did do is use that transfer ramp.
That's right. Got me good.
I think it's really going to come down to, you know, an extra line for Taka, but the use of course for Michael. We'll see. I have a feeling this is going to be a tight decision here.
Taka very psyched.
Nice to see that big grin on his face, though. Huh?
I look at those slow-mos like it's nothing. And, I mean, I've been watching these guys for quite a few years now and just sit there like it's normal. But it is poetry in motion.
All right, let's see how this goes down between Michael and Taka. Waiting on the judging decision here.
at the best level in the world, and that's what it's all about. Red Bull X-Fighters, right here in Pretoria, South Africa. Look at the grandstand, full of people, over 70,000.
A little tension here on this one.
Yeah, it seems like it. It appears as though it's
a little quagmire in the judges' booth.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's gone all over to Jason Moriarty, our head judge, to see, you know, what the final decision is going to be, which usually means it's very, very close between the other guys, and he's just making sure that all of those markers are on par with, you know, keeping with this really fair judging system.
You know, you kind of got me thinking there when I mentioned the use of course. I totally forgot about Malero hitting that transfer flip and, you know, doing it quite well, not to mention.
Well, this could be a step from Malero, and, you know, the extra jump for Taka could be the step for him, so we'll see when the judges finally come down with their decision here. All right, here we go. So Taka gets the variety. Interesting. Execution also belongs to Taka. Ooh.
All right.
He has got the advantage right now. All Taka needs is one more category here. He's got it. Taka Higashino gets it. So Taka moves on to the next round. You'll see him in the semifinal, heat number 1. Wow, that's interesting. And I'm curious now because I kind of thought that use of course would be the difference maker for Michael Malero. But he didn't even get use of course. So it's a full pull for Taka Higashino.
Two semi-finals. One more time, back together from Michael Malero. Michael Malero leading him out. Taka salutes the crowd. He's going to be back in that semi-final action.
And that's where the variety comes in right there. That's just a style of his own.
Yeah, okay, I'll give him that for sure, but I'm not sure I completely agree with the use of course call. You know, like I said, Michael Malero was, of that pairing, the only guy who used that transfer flip.
Troy, let me remind you, too, though, use of course goes a little deeper than it's how you use the course also. You know, there's a little touch of that. Taka obviously delivered, no mistakes. He did hit a quarter pipe. I think the judges are a little lax when it comes to, because basically the transfer ramp is a quarter pipe in a different setting. So I don't think there's judgmental on that. And Taka did deliver, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it. You know, and like I said, if we're comparing apples to apples, Taka had a couple of cleaner tricks there. All right, quarterfinal number 3 coming up here. Clinton Moore versus Rob Adelberg. Couple of Aussies out there going head-to-head, so we'll see how this breaks down. Both of these guys have, I think it's safe to say, a similar riding style, and it's going to be Clinton Moore taking off first.
From Australia. Here in Pretoria, I threw it away last year. This year, I'm not going to throw nothing away.
Well, he's motivated after winning the first 2 events of this series and then ending up on the podium in 3rd place in Madrid. It's definitely game day, so we're going to see if he can step it up to the way we've expected him to ride this year. Here we go.
All right, coming out swinging, KOD flip, nice and clean. Clinton just surprising everyone this season with his consistency. The Bundy! Beautiful! Body barrel into the double-double with the rock solid. Caught me by surprise. I know he does the trick, but it still shocks the crap out of me every time. All right.
Unbelievable. It was a beauty as well. It looks like he wants that quarter pipe.
It's a heavy hitter matchup. You got to throw it out right now when you're going against Adelberg. And he had a little trouble in the qualifiers. Not this time. Greasing that thing. Yeah, Flair with his own kind of English on that. Dead body backflip. Full extension. I hope they slow that one down for us later.
Oh, he's got a lot of time left, and he's already got 5, 6 jumps now in the run.
Cliffhanger, smoothing it out a ton from yesterday when we saw him in the qualification and practice.
Well, I think the difference maker here for him after that quarter pipe flare, I mean, you know, the crash didn't help his
360
set out.
Still coming back to the double-double. He had to go the vaults. Did he just vault the biggest jump on the track?
Oh my goodness.
I don't know if we've ever seen a vault on a dirt kicker before.
No, I don't think so. That was incredible. And this one should count.
Nice. Turn down whip.
Wow.
That was a great run by Moore. We know that he has more for later.
That was a banger run from Clinton Moore. 9 jumps in there, 9 jumps. I'm keeping track of the jumps in this one because it seems like this is going to play a role here for our judging panel, but that Wow, that vault over the dirt double after coming off of the jump out of the bank turn. I mean, where's his headspace now? He's got to be feeling confident.
That was a very clean run. I saw no flaws in that, so.
Rob Adelberg is going to be nervous after witnessing that run. Oh, my goodness.
Adelberg should pack a lunch. As far as I know, Adelberg doesn't have a flare. Oh, did he slip a foot there?
Yeah, he put his left foot down.
Nice and clean. You notice his rotation's completely different than all the other riders on that, but still lands where he needs to land. There you go. The vault on a dirt kicker.
And it was a beauty as well.
I might have to get the Google up or something like that, see if that's ever been done, but I don't recall it ever happening.
I'm not sure I recall it going off of a dirt kicker ever, not even by Robbie Madison back in the day. Clinton Moore with a great run there in that heat. Boy, that's going to put a lot of pressure on Rob Adelberg. But you know, Rob has been riding so smooth and so consistently lately that, you know, if he's able to pull it out and keep a clean run, he could keep up with Clinton.
Man, Clinton came out firing on that.
Yep, flabbergasted after that run, hey?
You know, it's one thing to come out firing like that, but it's another to deliver and be so smooth. There you go. I mean,
that's beautiful extension.
Down,
yeah, hey?
Is that looking back or forward or, you know, whatever.
You name it, it was gnarly. See, here's where cliffhanger, and then right after this he comes in, and I believe this is the point where he went straight into the vault.
In front of the Union buildings, off a dirt kicker, 30-meter gap, not a gap, tabletop, but it's big.
It's big.
It's got the consequences. Clinton stoked. Game on.
Game on is right. He's just thrown down the gauntlet. All right, so Rob Adelberg up next, and can he keep up with Clinton Moore?
Hi, I'm Rob Adelberg, and I'm from Australia.
Right in front of the Nelson Mandela statue's got me all fired up.
Well, he's going to need to be fired up after just, you know, watching that run from Clinton Moore. I have to ask myself if he's sitting there watching the run from Clinton or if he's just got his head down focusing on mentally preparing himself for his run.
Let me retaliate with his little intro. Me watching him and Clinton Moore do battle in front of Nelson Mandela's got me all fired up. And there we go with a transfer flip.
Yes.
Spot on the landing and on the gas to the next.
That's the backflip transfer, fully covered to the left. And we're talking big time right now. Here's Rob.
Cliffhanger backflip, spot on.
As you say, grease the landing, beautiful.
Okay, he's got the hand back there. Looks like he's ready for a body barrel. There you go, Cali roll to no hand lander. Oh, where's he going?
Oh my goodness.
I hope he was planning on that because it's hard to hit that next jump after no-handed lander.
Well, he came in off the super kicker here, got him back. Side saddle landing.
And that's what you got to do, throw people off.
Yeah, well, he just threw us off.
I just got out of my seat, man. Nice double knack, into the double. Flips it. Wow, switchblade to heel clicker.
Clinton Moore likes that. He's watching this.
Back on a mission, 20 seconds to go. Let's see what he's got. Cliffhanger.
No hesitation. The base jumper, beautifully executed.
Ridiculous. Cliffhanger to no hand.
Ends it right there with a big tsunami flip, and Clinton saying, oh boy, this just got real.
Yeah, this got real. This last jump won't count because he wasn't under power to the ramp on time. So that means that Rob Adelberg had 8 jumps in this run as opposed to Clinton Moore's 9 jumps. But Robbie did use the quarter pipe for the big transfer. He had the Bundy flip in there as well as the California roll.
No Bundy
flip, excuse me, so he was saving it. The Bundy was Clinton Moore's, it was California roll. So, I mean, it's going to be a tough call here as well. Let's watch this again.
This guy's a perfectionist. Corks it out, does a little adjustment there in the air, and I like how he's just back on the gas, leg out in the corner, moto style. Full stretch on that cliffhanger flip. He was dialed on those landings, huh?
There's
there you
the
go.
California roll.
Cali roll, and look at the difference between him and Malero. He's back there like just finger, just grabs it with his palm.
And no-hander
Malero's
lander.
Like pinky grab.
For me, that was the only weak spot. It was a nice side show to side saddle lander, but he didn't really have a choice because he got a little off target off of that no-hander lander.
Well, you got to get in there for that course use and hit that super kicker. You know, that's a tough trick on the kicker. You have no forward momentum. You land like a ton of bricks, and he still comes out there with a can-can lander.
Yeah, I mean, that's control and power and strength and everything all kind of rolled into one. Let's see how our judges rate this one.
That is an all-star matchup. Hey, get a room, you guys. Well, not you two. I'm going to pay for that one next round. I'm sure our boy Levi Sherwood's at home going, you know what, I can do kiss of deaths on that egg roll right there. He'll be back.
Oh yeah, and you know he'll be back stronger than ever.
All right, here we go. Australia's finest, head-to-head, first helmet.
Moore goes to Clinton. Ooh, Clinton Moore with a bullet on that execution style category. Adelberg, he's in the mix. This may be closer than we thought.
Keep it spicy, boys.
Use, of course. Oh, Clinton Moore gets it. He is moving on, and Clinton Moore will take on Taka Higashino.
I wasn't sure what was going to go on with that category right there. And energy goes to Moore, so nearly sweeps it. Going to be advancing on to the next round.
Well, it was a nice run from Clinton Moore. We were both out of our seats here during that run. And Rob Adelberg, he was definitely impressive, always improving. I don't think it's going to be long before we're seeing Robbie on the podium again as well.
Comes in, practicing, getting that transfer flip. It's those little things, those little nuances that kind of, I say little, it's a big trick. It's gnarly, it's nasty. But it's those details in your run that you have to have these days to make it to the top spot.
Yeah, and the judges are really picking on the mistakes more than anything. All right, our next heat, Remy Bizoir against Thomas Pagès. The French force is out in force. Remy in a real tough spot here, going up against a guy who has been firing on all cylinders lately, with Thomas Pagès winning the qualification round.
Well, you know how this goes, Troy. If Tom keeps the rubber side down, he's hard to beat.
All right, up Remy in.
Hey, I'm Remy Bizoir from France. Here we are in Pretoria, South Africa. The people are so friendly here. I really enjoy to be here.
Well, he's going to need to have that energy from this audience, and they'll be willing to give it to him for sure, Ronnie, because he has to take every ounce he can get to really make a statement here in this run.
So that guy on that intro there that was all cool, calm, and collected is about to blow some minds. Snap. Wow.
75-second starts, and he starts it off strong.
You cannot stretch that trick out any farther. And then with another flip, oh, nice seat grab, Indian air, into the double-double line, and killer extension on all three of his first tricks.
Really scorpion that out nicely. Great extension. Where's he headed now?
All right.
Oh, hello. Heading over to the transfer.
Oh, nice cork to that, too.
Yes. Remy Bizoir, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far, my friend.
He just floated that transfer flip. All right, bar hop flip. I like his variety going on so far. He's really mixing it up good. A lot of flips, but at the same time, he's going all around the bike. Double neck, swinging it out there. All right. That could have been on purpose.
He's playing with the audience now. That energy judge is going to be keeping a close eye on that.
Now, something you might notice on this hit right here that he's on. There's a little holy grab there to stretched out double grab, and then that jump, like I was saying, is uphill, and then you turn right back around into a complete opposite step down jump. It's a completely different feel on the bike. It's really hard to adapt to. You can almost tell that the guys hesitate a little bit on that.
I'm not sure. Thomas looks confident down there. We just had a quick look at him inside his helmet. Remy Bizoir had a good run. Nice to see him getting that transfer on the quarter pipe on the far side of this course here. So it's good to see that these guys are all deciding to step it up into the new school.
Wow, man. Remy can throw those with the best of them.
Onboard camera from Remy. Look at that shot. Oh, wow. That is incredible.
See, he puts down his super flip levers. For those of you that don't know how that's executed, those levers just pop up whenever you're ready to throw something big. And it's that easy, right,
to get your bar. Yeah, oh yeah, no problem. Easy. Gives you leverage to get your bike back on board.
Nice extension on that cliffhanger flip. As the analyst here, I would like to pick his run apart a little better, but pretty spot on.
There's not much you could say about it, you know. It's just it now comes down to, like we said earlier, the apples to apples comparison of the tricks, and let's see what Thomas has in store for us. I think we can kind of guess, but you know, Thomas is always one of those guys that tends to surprise us in these situations. We can never really predict what's going to go on with him.
Sometimes it's a good surprise, and unfortunately, sometimes it's a bad surprise. He left the show fairly early here last year.
Yeah.
And, you know, and he was in one of his little phases where he was kind of blowing minds with new stuff and all that, and he was out first round. So it can happen. That's one of the consequences you have when you throw stuff that big. Going back on Remy's run here, it's just super clean.
A lot of expectations by, you know, audience members and judges alike, though, when you have a guy like Thomas who's basically turned the freestyle motocross world right side up. You know, that tends to put a fairly significant amount of pressure. But I think he's doing well at handling it now. He seems to have everything pretty clean. And our next rider and last rider in the quarters is Thomas Pages.
Hello, I'm Tom Pages from France. To ride here under the eyes of Nelson Mandela give me extra speed.
Serious business.
Serious business.
And those of you that know Tom Pages, he's not the most serious dude at all times. He's probably one of the biggest characters in the pits.
All right, here we go. He's heading over to that quarter pipe to start things off by the looks of it.
On your feet. Alley-oop flare. Only person in the world that does that for obvious reasons.
Yeah, amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Coming in. Oh, special flip. Nice and clean.
The people here freaking out. So high.
He's got the head bobbing right there. Where's he going now?
He's going to that transfer ramp.
Transfer ramp? I don't recall him being a transfer ramp guy, but apparently he is now.
He is now.
Floats it nice and high. On the gas, getting berm shots for the camera.
He's chased by the devil.
Nice, big. Taking it old school with the whip. Being from the old school, I love seeing a big whip.
So sick.
There's the ball.
Oh, no. Oh, my God. I didn't think he was going to get back on board in time.
Wow. And a kiss of death. He was pumping that throttle. Some juice to clear that thing. Now he's back on the pipe.
What do you say about this kid? Hey, unbelievable. And he's aiming for that quarter pipe again with 12 seconds left in the run.
He's going to go with the flare here.
Normal flare. No problem. Easy.
Tom's the one that got the flare back into freestyle motocross about 4 years back, and he just throws them at will now. There you go, 360.
Oh, yes.
Nice and flat on that thing.
What didn't he do in this run? Oh, my goodness.
I can tell you one thing that he didn't do, and maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should save everybody.
Wow.
Tom is holding back, Troy. You know that.
Yeah, he's still got tricks in the bag that he hasn't brought here.
I don't want to let anyone down. I mean, I'm down to spill the beans because I think anyone who's a fan of the Red Bull X Fighters knows that he's got some nasty stuff in his bag off of that ramp right there.
Nasty stuff, yeah. I mean, there's 3 tricks that he can do off of that, and, you know, he did the alley-oop flare and the flare in this one. I mean, those are both big ones, and then, of course, there's that vault, or excuse me, the special flip.
Special flip, that's nasty, and it's like a good nasty if there is such a thing. And the vault, he's so comfortable with those things. Grabs on, look, his hands backwards on the handlebars. Not an ideal way to land a bike. And here we go. Just a regular flare, no big deal. Probably the highest one we've seen so far today.
But look at how high up he gets, and then he lands on the top of that landing ramp, nearly in perfect position, straight back down. I mean, that's how far along he has taken the flare, and there we go. Oh, look at that. Official Springboks jersey on Remy Bizarre.
There you go.
Hey, place.
It's never too late to get that energy category.
Yeah,
But
Remy, number 4 there, and here we go. Thomas Pages takes the energy one. Execution, 92 to 87. Wow. Execution goes to Thomas. I don't think there's any doubt that Thomas will be moving on to the semifinal here. No, 3 helmets for Thomas.
There's not enough Springboks jerseys on the whole team to get Remy that win because Thomas just laid it down.
Yeah, absolutely. But nice to see a little bit of that solidarity for Remy Bissoir, for the South African fans here. And, of course, the Springboks been looking to bring back the championship to South Africa, so we'll be rooting for them as well as rooting for all our riders out there. But you know that Remy's got the hearts and minds of all the audience here as he takes a quick lap to wave to the fans here. And they're enjoying every minute of this beautiful location and a beautiful event, the Red Bull X Fighters South Africa stop here in Pretoria 2015. Wow, just fantastic. And what we've seen so far only leads me to believe that the semifinals and finals are just going to be off the hook. Ronnie, any comment on that?
I'm blown away right now. We're moving on to the next round with a star-studded cast of the most talented guys in the house. Taka Higashino versus Clinton Moore. Josh Sheehan versus Tom Pages.
That's going to be a tough battle.
Those are final matchups right there in their own. And we got to think about this championship, man. We got one more round after this one, and we're going to be crowning somebody.
Yeah.
A lot of that could be determined in this next round coming up.
Well, I mean, there's no clinches going to be happening this year, for sure not here in South Africa, and it's a really, really close battle. And if we look at the list of riders that are still, you know, kind of in the fight for it, Clinton Moore, of course, on top, coming into this event with 200 points. Thomas Pages, who has been dominant here, you know, 180 points. He's not that far behind. And speaking of Clinton Moore, it sounds like Lorette Nicol is down there with Clinton right now. Let's go down to Lorette and hear from Clinton Moore, our tour leader.
Well, Clinton Moore came out swinging in that quarterfinal run. Clinton, was it a bit of redemption since last year here in Pretoria you went down in the quarterfinals?
Yeah, definitely. You know, last year I was in the quarterfinals. I actually qualified third last year, and I was, you know, looking for my first podium and threw it all away on a flare. So, you know, it was a bit of a bummer, and this year I just wanted to come back and try to do my best. Yesterday's qualifying definitely knocked me around and did the same mistake, and today I just wanted to turn it back a notch and just take my time and just, you know, be happy with where I am and just don't make any mistakes. So here I am, semi-finals. Let's go.
All right, well, what are your thoughts on what's going to happen in the next round?
Well, I'm unsure at the moment. Like, I don't really take much notice on other people's riding while I'm here. I just sort of focus on my zone. From me personally, I'm just basically going to be the same thing, just a few more gnarlier things. Hopefully I can set up the double-double line a little bit better for this next one.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
All right, well, there you go. Clinton Moore, our current tour leader with 200 points. As I was saying earlier, Thomas Pages not that far behind with 180, but Thomas is looking very dominant here today, Ronnie. And, of course, not riding, as we heard earlier from Lorette, Levi Sherwood and Danny Torres, both out of it. David Ronaldo is sitting in 4th place in the overall with 110 points, but because he's been eliminated, his point status will drop a little bit more here. Sheeny has 90 points in the overall standings and has an opportunity here going up against Thomas, but that is going to be a battle of gargantuan riders.
This is a big stop for Sheehan because it's all or nothing, really. I mean, he needs to be on top of that box and going into Abu Dhabi in the mix a little tighter than he is right now.
Yeah, well, he needs those 100 points from a win in order to get back up into, like you say, into the mix when we head towards Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates. And as we take a look here at that beautiful backdrop, the Union buildings, the statue of Mandela, all the people here enjoying the spectacular views and this amazing event here in Pretoria, South Africa. And I really hope this event becomes a mainstay on the tour because it's such an energetic and vibrant land, and I think that really harkens to helping these riders take that energy to the next level and really bring it up a notch.
The locals here are rad too.
Yeah,
such a great group of people we've been surrounded by. The fans here really, you know, just showing their respect. I can hear them. Sometimes I can't even hear myself talking up here.
Yeah, they get loud down there, and they really like to have a good time. And, you know, when it gets closer towards the finals, we'll see them standing up in the stands, jumping up and down, dancing when the music's playing. So we'll be having a good time.
It's going to get rowdy.
This next round coming up, the semifinals, we got our winner from Heat 2, that's Taka. Our winner from Heat 3, that's Clinton Moore. They're going to be going up against each other in semifinal number 1. I'm going to say no distinct advantage for either one of these guys, you know, when we're talking the head-to-head. This is a very well-balanced heat between these two guys. Clinton Moore will be riding first.
I think this little duet's going to spice things up for the crowd a bit.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, Clinton Moore has been showing, like I said, you know, he's really been consistent this year, and he's been working so hard to get himself to the level he's at now, and I think that the boost of confidence he's gotten from winning the first 2 events on the season in Mexico and Athens just made a huge difference. And here we go, Clinton Moore semifinal run. Here it is.
Big KOD flip, sticks that landing. It looks like he panicked a little there with that panic rev.
Yeah. 90 seconds, by the way. Here they get a little extra time. That means a little bit more of a Bundy.
So it's good to get those tricks that are so dynamic. Oh,
it's the vault again over that long distance.
Wow. Varial to varial. Another possible first right there.
And lining it up now. Let's see if he can keep it together on this one.
There you go.
Yes.
Sticks it.
Wow. 3 new school tricks back to back to back. Clinton Moore definitely looking confident and strong here.
Dead body backflip. Greases that landing.
Loads of time.
Very good run going right now. There you go. Cordova flip.
Super smooth on that landing.
Taka, such a good dude. Just psyched for him, you know. All his war and competition, but he can still support your buddies, you know. Your life's on the line out here.
360 knack into a big holy hell. Rock solid.
These guys wish no harm on each other, that is for sure.
Well, that's the one nice thing about freestyle motocross. They're all in the same boat as far as risk is concerned.
That's something that kind of surprised me right there with Clinton, the Shaolin flip. He already did a dead body flip. Not too good on the variety meter. All right, ends it out with some energy. Looks like he's getting a little winded there, don't you think, Troy?
Well, adding an extra 15 seconds into the run here, 90 seconds as opposed to the 75 that we had in the quarterfinal. You know, the guys have a little bit of extra time out on the track, and I mean, you as a rider know that when you have to add a few extra tricks to your, you know, line, coming off 75 seconds, going to 90 seconds, and then later for the final 105 seconds, you got to be a bit more creative with your line choices.
I can tell you one guy whose chances of getting in that final are strong right now, and that's Clinton.
Yeah, for sure.
Great run. Let's break it down. The Bundy just getting so inverted, coming on, and the real shocker, greases that landing, back on the gas. Here you go, dirt kicker, 30 meters into a volt. Varial to varial, and a varial on the dirt kicker. Doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah, over that 30-meter, 85-foot dirt double. I mean, that is a huge jump. And he pulls that volt there, and then look at this.
There you go, the flare. Fully flattened out off that takeoff.
It's got a bit of a different style to the flare as well. It's a little more flat.
There you go, dead body flip, fully laying it out.
Perfectly flat.
You know, and our variety judge, Gaba, Grant O'Brien up there, may pick him apart a little bit because later in his run, he came through, he did a Shaolin bar hop flip. Big trick in its own, but not good to get such similar tricks in one run.
Yeah, a bit too close to each other, the dead body and that Shaolin flip.
And that's me just being, you know, a stiffler a little bit.
Stifler.
A stickler.
Taking it back to the old school. All right, so Clinton Moore with a fantastic run here, going up against Taka. He really put it down, and look at this view from our fly cam. Wow, the extension
what
there
a
is
shot.
just amazing, fantastic. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Taka has in store for us. Remember, folks,
Cordova flip.
90 seconds for this semifinal run. Taka's been here before. He knows the game. He knows what he has to do. But look at Clinton Moore. He's just looking super solid out there.
He covered all his bases, man. Big rock solids, couple body varials. Used the quarter pipe. Taka's going to have to pack a lunch.
Taka,
you think it's sushi?
I don't know. I think maybe it's burgers. He's living in the States after all.
True.
Burgers and fries. All right, Taka Higashino Show us something, buddy. What do you got for us out there? Taka heading into this step down ramp.
Oh, solid backflip.
Yes!
You're not going to see that anymore off any other rider.
Oh, you know what? And he lost his onboard camera somewhere along there, too, from that big head bob.
Nice. The C-grab. Stripper Cordova.
Is he coming over to this quarter pipe? He is.
Here he goes. Looks like he's going to go back into that flare. What do you got, Taka? Floats
Yeah.
it. Oh, lands a little sideways, but he's getting a lot more comfortable with those now. Pulls
Yeah,
it
his
off, no
amplitude
problem.
is really nice. He's getting up way high on that, and he's looking great. Here we go.
That bike with that little ninja on there, it's going to shoot to the moon off that quarter.
California roll. Beautiful from Taka.
I like his little ninja kick that he does as he spins around. Oh, hangs that KOD flip out. Didn't quite get the extension with his legs he was looking for. Kind of looked like he hung up, freaked me out a bit there.
Clinton Moore says, that's mine. Taka still getting out there. Big base twist up into that beautiful kiss of death, and then keeps it going over the double-double.
While Clinton's over there hot dogging over the trophies, Taka's laying down some great jumps. Cordova flip.
Oh, beautiful extension. Really pushed those hips through as well.
Kind of floats that double neck out front and high in the landing, chooses to bail out of that line so he can hit the super kicker, get that use of course in. What's he got on that? Shaolin flip.
And that's going to take time. 90 seconds done and dusted for Taka Higashino. Now it's entirely in the hands of the judges. It's going to be a tough call.
I don't know, Troy. Clinton seems pretty confident right now. Big grin on his face.
Yeah, I mean, Clinton had some great hits in there, but Taka, you know, I mean, come on, who's kidding? Taka had the flare as well. Taka had the California roll. Taka's a super clean rider. Yeah, I mean, it looked great. So I'm struggling in my own little tiny brain to try and figure out, you know, where this is going to go with our judges. And like I say, I'm thankful I'm not a judge in this situation. We look back at some of the slow-mo action from Taka's run.
There, that seat grab stripper.
Nice variety
pulls
there.
It back around. All kinds of stuff happening on that little trick. To me, in Taka's run, kind of towards the end, he started. Lazy might be a strong word, but it seemed like he kind of slowed it down a little bit. And what we saw out of Clinton was he just kept pushing super hard. There you go. California roll, like it's no thing.
Nobody does them better than Taka.
There you go. Cordova flip, perfect execution and punctuation.
That is fantastic. One of my favorite tricks for a long time, ever since I saw Adam Jones do it for the first time in Vienna, Austria, a bunch of years ago. It's been just a trick that blows my mind every time. All right, let's see.
Taka's like, Clinton is crazy, and I agree. Here we go, variety.
That belongs to Clinton Moore. Execution, ooh, a lot of points going up there. Clinton Moore getting that one. Style.
Style's gonna be a tough one. There we go.
Clinton Moore. So that means Clinton is moving on to yet another final. He's one step closer to adding some more points. And I mean, worst case for Clinton Moore, he's gonna get 80 points out of today.
Very solid effort from Taka. Great competitor. Upping his game, bringing the flare in, but it just wasn't enough to get him to the finals this time.
Yeah,
still smiling.
Too bad for Taka as he donates a pair of goggles to the audience there. Clinton rides by in the bank turn just below our location here and says, yeah, guys, I'm going to head back and get ready for the final and try and chill out a bit. Look at these guys. The fans are there for Taka. Yeah, they're loving the young man from Japan.
I've got to say, Clinton has once again surprised me a little bit with the level he's riding, bringing those varial to varials in. Over the dirt kicker, you know, I could carry on his whole run, but that's what you have to do is carry on somebody's whole run because you have to pack it tight with bangers.
Yeah, okay, and then let me just saw Clinton there in the paddocks. He now has a couple of minutes, not a lot of time, but a couple of minutes in order to get back there, chill out, and watch semifinal number 2, or at least get himself mentally ready for the final. And semifinal number 2, we got Josh Sheehan up against Thomas Pages, both World Tour champions. Josh Sheehan, that man right there, the current World Tour champion, he wants to have that title again, but like we said, he needs to be on the podium today.
We've seen both of these animals battle it out in finals on numerous occasions, and it always comes down to the wire when they both throw it down. So here we go, Josh Sheehan.
Oh!
Knack 360, panic revving that thing.
Upside knack 3 as well. That's really nice. The judges are gonna like that one.
That top side knack. There you go, rock solid, keeping it clean so that he can lazy. Oh, looks like he only got the one hand off again. He had that problem in qualification yesterday. Very big to say the least, but you got to get both those hands off.
Okay, he's taking his time rolling in here, and that can only mean one thing, folks. Here it comes. Look at this, the double. Oh, he's got the landing, just barely knuckles it in hot, baby. Oh my goodness. And Thomas is over there taking a deep breath for his buddy Josh, who just pulled off the double for, oh my goodness.
He's going to be talking to Doc G after this one, getting his final adjustment.
Getting his neck massage at the very least. Boy, he landed that double hard. Now,
gets it back together nicely though.
Into the quarter pipe.
What do we got? We know he's capable of combos. There you go. Switch play. Gets a little zesty on the landing, but
zesty is a great word for that one. Most definitely. He's got lots of time on the clock still, too.
Oh, whammy!
Hey! Uphill.
As big as it gets. Bench pressing that leg over his head. And there you go. C-grab flip.
Long on the landing.
What a repertoire of tricks. Guy put so much power into everything. There you go. Sideshow.
And this will count,
Last one's going to count. Cliffhanger. I think he wanted a no-handed lander, or he's just psyched to get it over with.
Well, I think that he was a little too close to the knuckle on the landing there and cased it just a slight amount.
Fired up. Had me on my seat. And that double flip, man.
That double flip was scary. Oh man, that was scary. We're gonna see how close it was. Definitely in the slow-mo replays here.
I think he's got a set of SDG seat cover underwear going right now. Top side knack 360. Only guy doing that. I haven't seen that since like the Nate Adams days, and I think his weren't even top side actually. There you go, double flip.
Watch that front tire on the way down though.
I've seen him do quite a few of these, and it looked like he didn't get a lot of pop, but wow.
Jeez.
Rubbernecking it, just shaking his head out of it. That's all you can do. You got to get right back in the game.
That was an Indy flare.
Indian air flare. There, just pow. What a run. Tom, you better bring it.
Yeah, there's no getting out of it. He's got to be on point. And this is where it's an all or nothing situation for Tom, because Thomas knows that Josh just had a pretty solid run. And, you know, having the double backflip in there, that's going to be big points for him, as the Josh Sheehan fans are really on his side, looking for him to do well. But Thomas Pages, man, I'm telling you, this kid, he's just crazy.
Let's be honest. Tom's sitting there watching Sheeney's run, hoping he has a couple bobbles so that he don't have to throw all of his gnarly stuff. And there's no doubt in my mind that this match for him is every bit as hard as his match, if he wins, is going to potentially be against Clinton Moore. So he's going to have to bring everything that he planned out for a final.
I mean, Thomas even said, man, I hope I don't have to go up against Josh in the semifinal, but I think it was sort of inevitable that these two guys were on a collision course with each other. Let's see who it's going to be when
like
Thomas
Pages.
Yeah, exactly. You know? Who's ready to play chicken with some heavy hitters here? Josh Sheehan just finished off a pretty spectacular run. Now it's up to Thomas Pages, that man right there from France, an innovator, a creator, and a guy who has just turned the world of freestyle motocross on its head. And here we go. I'm looking forward to seeing this, and he's starting off right away.
I got sweaty hands right now, man.
I'm nervous. Come on. Here we go, Thomas. Let's get it going on.
4 seconds to start. He needs to get into it ASAP. There you go.
Oh, wow.
He landed right in his tire tracks from the last time.
Fantastic start. Fantastic start for Thomas.
Little adjustment of the helmet. Special flip. Greases it. Whoa, gets a little loose on the landing, but he might have meant to do that. He's heading back over, and he's going to get into this transfer flip ramp.
It's a different line for him in these 90 seconds. Off of that transfer. Tweaks it out a little bit.
This guy is so in tune with his machine. Right back on course here, into the normal flow.
A lot of customizations on that machine of his as well.
A double nag Superman only as Tom Pages can do it. Keeping that variety high. A little bit of the old school mixed with this new school stuff like the bolt lands so sideways. Back on the bike and just big kiss of death. I mean, it looks like he's not even going to make that jump.
Josh Ian watching this thing, just shaking his head going, how do we beat this guy?
All right. Oh, it looks like he's setting up for the quarter pipe again, which could mean, well, I would say one
could
thing.
mean anything at this point. Who knows? He's always willing to surprise us, but it looks like he's getting pretty slow for the bike flip.
Yeah! He bulldogs and keeps it on its wheels. Probably the biggest trick in freestyle motocross right now. And he nails it into a 360.
He seat bounced that landing as well. And he's going to have enough time to get one last in there. He's under the power.
Possibly two if he goes double-double. Nice turn down whip. And there you go.
Cliffhanger and the fist
with the
pump.
fist pump. Sealing the deal.
Oh my goodness. Thomas Pages has just ripped this course to bits, ladies and gentlemen.
Is psyched right now.
He is super psyched. Giving him the whale tail splash on the bank turn in the corner there. Thomas is got to be pumped.
Troy, do I sound like a drama queen when every time Thomas throws down a run, I say that it's the best run I've ever seen in freestyle motocross?
No, you sound like a person who's telling the truth, because it just seems like every time he gets out there, he does something new and innovative, or he just takes what he's already learned how to do one step farther by extending it and committing to it. I mean, Thomas Pages is just an unbelievable athlete.
The alley-oop flare, only guy doing this. It doesn't even make logical, physical sense, and just greases one of his best landings of his whole run. Special flip, body varial, his own little pizzazz on that.
Grabs right on, no problem with the landing, super clean.
It's those little things where he comes in, he lands off a body varial and kicks the tail in sideways so that he can head to the other ramp. There you go, got a little zesty there with that volt, but
yeah, that's the only place where I saw a problem.
Wasn't much of a problem because he came right back in and got a KOD banged out. Here you go. Looks like the bike flip, which another one that makes absolutely no sense. He hung up a bit, got it.
Just a little seat bounce there, slipped that left foot off the peg, but he rode out of it, and he's obviously super pumped by that run.
The judges don't give you a hard time when you're the only one doing something.
Yeah, we're shaking our head up here too. Unbelievable run from Thomas, and a great run from Josh. It's down to the judges. Let's see. Energy, well, that was clear from our live energy. That's going to Thomas Pages. Execution, wow, only a 5/10 that goes to Thomas.
In what world do you think a run with a double backflip combos, flares, is gonna get beat?
Pages goes to yet another final, and I'm with you on that one. It is just crazy. A double backflip is like the pinnacle trick. It's the most dangerous trick out there for sheer fact that there's so much going on, and it's a clean sweep for Thomas Pages. Moving on to the final, he'll be going up against Clinton Moore.
I mean, take a step back and think about it. A run with a double backflip, kiss of death backflip, all these tricks that were in one time the biggest tricks in the game. Sheeny threw them out there.
And it's not a winning run.
Pages comes back, delivers things that we can't even, I don't even think they make it in video games.
Not yet, anyway.
Any video game manufacturers out there wanting to get Tom on board? I'm sure he could think up a few new tricks for you.
We'll accept the finder's fee.
And that's one thing I'm loving about Tom's program. He's not a big backflip guy. He's kind of not been flipping to prove a point. But when there's an element that's kind of been integrated into the sport, like the transfer flip, he knows it's in his best interest to go out there and figure it out. And that right there is dirty Sanchez.
That is just so incredible.
Complete flat spin 360. We've seen 360s on the big ramp today, but nothing that flat. No disrespect to the other guys, but that's how you do a 3.
There you go, the two finalists greeting each other in the pits. Clinton Moore and Thomas Pages right next to each other, and they know, hey, that is going to be one monumental head-to-head here at the Red Bull X Fighters 2015 Pretoria, our second time here in South Africa, and we are incredibly happy to be coming back down to this energetic location with so many fantastic fans who really know the sport of freestyle motocross, and I am really looking forward to the final between Clinton Moore and Thomas Pages.
Looks like the crowd's still getting a little entertainment out there.
Yeah.
Looks like some razors floating around.
All right, before we get a look at these razors racing around, we're going to go down to Lorette Nickel, who is with Josh Sheehan right now.
Local legend Brian Capper out there doing work.
Well, you guys, thank you so much. Josh Sheehan just threw down an outstanding run, but Tom had the edge. Can you talk about him as a competitor?
Yeah, he's crazy. He's next level. His tricks. He's an innovator. He's got tricks that no one else has even tried yet. So, yeah, take my hat off to him. But it just sucked to have to come up to him that early. I gave it everything. I'm just happy I landed everything that I wanted to. That I did. My run was good, and yeah, just can't beat Tom.
Well, you're the only one in the field with a double backflip, and that landing looked a little bit rough. Are you all right?
Yeah, it's always a little rough, but that one felt a little slow, and I just gave it some revs and held on tight, and yeah, she came around.
All right, well, we're going to see Clinton and Tom in the finals. Can you give us your guess on who's going to take the win?
Yeah, I think, Tom, if he lands all his tricks, I think he's got the edge.
Sheeny, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, just taking a real quick look back at that double backflip landing from Josh Sheehan, and I wonder how much it would have made a difference in that competition between those two guys if he had landed that a little bit more cleanly.
I don't think he had a chance, and I mean that with all due respect. And when I say all due respect, I mean it with all due respect. Sheeny laid it down, but it's just not enough when Tom delivers.
A little bit of razor racing going on out there. You've had some fun in these things too before in the past, haven't you, Ronnie?
Polaris Razors are killing it. It looks like they got their own concoctions going out there, roosting up the course. I hope they don't get too greasy out there, because the boys got to lay down a final for us. We want to see everybody riding some good tracks. They're having a bit of fun, though.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
I prefer driving my Razor in the desert, to be honest, because there's not ramps in the way or sheer drop-offs or cliffs. Well, actually there are, but
okay, there's some sheer drop-offs and cliffs, yeah.
I'd hate to know if they turned me loose in mine out there, how dumb I could get.
I can imagine.
Yeah, Brian Capper, what a legend in South Africa. This guy does it all. Supermoto champion, driving the Razors champion, Trials champion.
All right, well, here we go with the final facts really quickly, Ronnie. Sorry. Head-to-head in the final, 105 seconds. Again, you got to win 3 of the 5 categories, and the winner of the head-to-head final will walk away with 100 championship points, and that's going to be real important for both Clinton Moore and Thomas Pages, who are 1 and 2, respectively, in the overall standings, and that's going to put them just that much farther apart from the rest of the field. And here we go. This is our final matchup. Clinton Moore head-to-head against Thomas Pages.
We're going to get Leander Pignard and Brian Capper off the course. Get some two-wheel disco boogie.
Two-wheel disco boogie action. Ladies and gentlemen, it's come down to this. Through the quarterfinals, into the semifinals, Clinton Moore and Thomas Pages both taking out their head-to-head competition to make it to the final. And it's going to be Moore from Australia going up against Pages from France, as we get these two superstars of freestyle motocross out on the course. Clinton Moore, he is riding a confidence high. He is riding an adrenaline high right now, and he knows he is in for, I would say, the battle of the season right now against Thomas Pages. But that man right there from France, Thomas Pages, his customized bike built about 10 kilos lighter than the other bike so that he can maneuver it around, and some of these crazy new school tricks that we're seeing in his runs. It's going to be a tough battle for both of these guys, and if both of these guys hit every mark out there, it's going to be insane.
Well, taking nothing from the other riders, taking nothing from them. I mean, these two right here put in the most work. Sheeny, I think I'd put him in that same category. Like I said, taking nothing from the other guys. They all put in a lot of work.
All right, here we go. Our first rider out is going to be Clinton Moore.
All or nothing, just want to keep it on the 2 wheels.
Well, Clinton, it's definitely going to be all or nothing. Here we go. Our first rider in the final 20-second countdown. It's a longer run again. Added 15 more seconds to the 90. We're at 105 seconds, or 1 minute 45. And here we go. First hit for Moore.
Big KOD flip, spot on the landing. Hung it out there to dry as long as he could. As you should. Yes, I just rhymed. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. The Bundy.
Oh my goodness, was that long?
And the Volt.
Oh my goodness, that was even longer.
I'm like, can he do that? How many times can he do it all day long?
Perfect every single time. That's a booyap yap right there from Clinton Moore, heading around for the quarter pipe.
There you go.
Solid. That was the best one today.
Greases that landing.
Fantastic.
On his A game right now, and you have to be. There you go, dead body flip.
And he's just hit the 1 minute mark. He's got less than a minute now to go.
Cordova flip on that step down ramp. Just keeping his composure quite nicely. He's got a lot of his big bangers out of the way though. It's something that I wonder if the judges, well, never mind. He just did a backflip, 360 knack into a rock solid. He's keeping the flow going quite well.
Yeah, he's got great flow right now. He needs to be calm. He needs to settle it down a little bit though, so that he doesn't burn himself out, because he's still got 30 seconds left in this run. It is a very long final run, 1 minute 45 or 105 seconds.
Brings that bar hop flip back in. 18 seconds left on the clock. He can get through this double pass here. Cliffhanger flip. Oh,
whoa, that was close.
See how he recoups on that, because I think he was planning on getting that double again.
He wants to head up this uphill step-up ramp.
One last jump. What's it going to be, Mike? Oh, nice turn down.
Yes.
Not a bad way to end it. Nice
Not a bad way to end it at all. Whale tails the folks out there as well. Spraying for good luck.
Moving that Dunlop on the fans. Give him a souvenir. Nice run right there.
Yeah, that was a really nice run from Clinton Moore. And you know what I really liked about that run? He kept it clean, he kept it solid, but he went for his flare, and he really, like you say, he greased that landing. That was by far the best flare and cleanest landing we've seen from Clinton Moore till this point. Let's take a look back here at this run, and there's the Bundy. Wow, look at that.
Wasn't it Eminem who said success is his only option, failure is not?
Yeah.
That's pretty much the way you have to look at it in the finals of Red Bull X Fighters. The Volt getting way up in there, but man, he is so high.
He's up in the tree line.
Wow. 3 times in a row today.
Now watch this here. Gets a super nice flat spin. The rotation is there, and look at that. Bang on with the landing. That is legit.
Nice pop on that Cordova flip, coming spot on the landings. And then the knack 3, so different than Sheeny as we saw earlier, but it definitely got its own coolness to it.
Great extension as well there.
I won't bust on him too hard for having 2 over-the-bar combos on backflips, since I've never done one, and I never will do one.
2 warriors greeting each other in the middle there. Clinton Moore heads to our hot spot as Thomas Pages gets ready to ride in yet another final for the young Frenchman.
Moore has to be satisfied with that. I mean, the camaraderie, you gotta love it. These guys got each other's back, that's for sure.
All right, here we go. Thomas Pages, last rider of the day.
It's time to go.
Oh, yes, it is, Thomas. Here we go.
Man.
Yeah, I got goosebumps. Every time this guy goes out on course, I get nervous, I get excited, I get goosebumps, and here we go one more time. My skin and hair is standing on end. Here it is. Thomas starting off at the quarterback, as he has done all day long.
8 seconds to start. Looks like he's going to get it. Fired off on time. There's that alley-oop flare.
It just doesn't get any better every single time. And even Clinton Moore is excited by watching this one.
There you go. Special flip.
Tell me that wasn't lazy.
Super clean right there. He's going to come back around. Here's one place where he has the advantage right now as far as course use goes.
Yeah,
he's hitting this transfer flip. And he's not like halving it. He's getting quite the pop on that thing.
He's definitely got the amplitude. No doubt about it. Comes around that far end bank underneath the Mandela statue.
Yeah. Just huge double neck, bike whipped out.
I don't understand how he gets back on board off of that.
No one else does it like that. All right, here we go. The Volt gets in there, comes in, probably gets that KO. Yep, KOD, huge. Just gigantic extension with that. All right, he's gonna flip it back around. Looks like he's gonna size up the quarter pipe one more time. Which side is he gonna come at it?
Yeah, I don't know. It's anybody's guess here. 40 seconds to go. Looks like he's lining it up slowly. It's gonna be the bike flip.
Bike flip. Oh, that's the cleanest one I've seen him do yet.
That's perfect. He's got it so straight up and down, lined up, nailed it.
There you go, 360. Right on the money.
That fly cam picture is so incredible. I love it.
This is Tom's to lose right now. He's got all his big ones out of the way. Turned down for what?
Turned down for what? He's got time left to come around here for one more, perhaps, if he really winds it up.
2 seconds left.
He's going for that quarter pipe one more time.
Will they give it to him?
I don't know if they're going to give it to him. And I've just heard this one counts, and that's a flare. Oh my goodness gracious!
He covered all the bases, and I'm going to say it again. Tom Pages with one of the best freestyle motocross runs I've ever seen, and he's not done yet. It's not going to count.
It's not going to count, but he's just having some fun for himself and for the audience.
He's just out there breaking hearts at this point.
Ronnie Renner. Oh my goodness. Tom Pages has just given us an incredible show, and of course, off into the audience he goes. This is his routine. He joins the folks out there. I'm sure he'll come back one pair of gloves and a pair of goggles less.
That
was amazing.
High fives in the box here. Matchup.
Wow. Clinton Moore and Thomas Pages. It doesn't get much better than that as far as a final is concerned. These two guys just putting everything on the line at this final here in Pretoria in 2015. Look at that. That's camaraderie right there.
Tom is amped right now.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, you know, it was a great run for both of these guys. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to leave this decision entirely up to the judges. Look at that, though.
It is bad news for the other riders because deep in everybody's heart, I'll spill the beans on this one. They know when Tom throws it down, they don't have much of a chance. And it's kind of shaping up that like right now. But we're up here in the booth. We don't see all the details with nearly the perspective the judges do. So put it in their hands.
Yeah, thankfully.
I mean, every single one of Tom's tricks you can put in this slow-mo, put it on repeat, and I'll watch it time and time again. The Volt. Just on the money. Right back on the pipe. Here you go. How about that? Bike flip.
What I don't get from this is the guys in the BMX world are bike flipping with a 10-kilo bike. He's bike flipping with an 80, 90, 100-kilo motorcycle with centrifugal force playing games in there. I mean, that is just insanity.
That's not even right. Isaac Newton would slap him right in the face.
Yeah. And there are guys on top of the landing ramp as they get set for our awards ceremony here. Clinton and this audience are just having some fun. There's Thomas waving to the fans here. And the fans are waving back.
I just had a little flashback from last year when Tom was out early. He was so disappointed. And when he saw how rowdy this crowd was,
yeah,
he was like depressed back there. So that was a bit of a redemption run, I'd say.
No doubt about it. I mean, you can't get more redemption than that. It's just an incredible final run here. Look at that audience. 17,000 fans came out here in Pretoria to view and witness I don't know. I mean, every time we step out onto the course, these guys step out on the course, we're seeing greatness, but we're also seeing historical runs. And let's see where this goes down. Variety goes to Thomas. Remember, he only needs 3 categories. Execution, by
Thomas, a close
5/10, yeah? Very, very close.
Teeth. Here we go, style. Tom's a hard one to beat on style. Another one by the skin of
and
his
it's
teeth.
Thomas Pages.
And
he
there
wins
you
it
go,
here.
everybody.
We have a winner.
And it was well-earned.
It was well-earned. But come on, who's kidding? Clinton Moore, he rock and rolled that run of his. I mean, he absolutely blew up. And that was such a great run from Clinton Moore. But Thomas, I mean, you know, like you said, and like so many other people say, when he's firing on all cylinders, he's just so hard to beat. And I guess what's happening here is the guys are sitting back there going, okay, what do we have to learn? What do we have to do in order to keep up with this young Frenchman?
Tom's consequences are so high that when he does mess up, it's usually not pretty.
No.
And you're just thinking, you know, as an outsider, all right, you can't humanly pull that off every time you ride your motorcycle.
Yet he manages to do it somehow.
The more, you know, these events carry on and he's there, he delivers nearly every time. That's 2 in a row for Tom, so first 2 of the season went to Clinton, next 2 to Tom, and we got 1 more to go.
We got one more to go.
What you call a showdown.
And let's not forget, this isn't a closed race yet. I mean, there's still a few guys who have the potential to come in and take a world tour title from one of these guys. All right, and we're going to go over to Laurette Nickel, who has our winner, Thomas Pages, at the top of the landing ramp. Laurette?
You are a machine. How did you put it all together?
Well, I don't know. It was a tough one. I've been riding against the best rider in the world. First, Josh Sheehan with the double flip, and now Clinton. So I don't know. I keep doing mistakes, and today was my day. So thank you all, and see you next year.
Now, would you say that your heart or your head led the charge in your riding today?
Don't understand, sorry. Can you repeat?
Your head or your heart led the charge today?
I think my heart, because if I listen to my head, I'm not going. So I think I've been riding for myself, for the crowd, and for all those riders that now can't ride anymore. That's those that's looking for us on the sky, and just, I don't know, riding with love, I guess.
Tom, thank you so much. All the best.
Well, I think probably that's the best decision, ride with your heart, because, you know, if you start thinking about the things that you're doing out there, you might second guess yourself. So it's a good thing that Thomas did come out and ride with his heart. And I think probably riding with his heart here for these fans is also a big deal, and why these fans love him so much.
Just put a little lump in my throat there, because, you know, that hits pretty close to home, because I know for a fact where Tom rides for, and how, why and how and everything. It's from his heart. It's for the passion of it, and it is for some of our fallen brothers in the you know, sporting world and stuff like that. And he has the right intentions, man. No doubt about it.
Here we go with our awards ceremony. Taka Higashino takes a 3rd place, the bronze medallion, or the bronze helmet there. Clinton Moore with a great run in 2nd place, but there's our man, the winner here today in Pretoria, South Africa at the Red Bull X Fighters 2015 stop. Number 5 is none other than Thomas Pages, the gold medal. He adds a 2nd win to his season, so it's 2 for 2 in the last 2 for Thomas, and the first 2 went to Clinton Moore, and it's going to turn out to be a very interesting battle as we head towards Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates in October. That's going to be a lot of fun to see how that one cases out with so many fantastic riders in the mix, and it's not completely decided yet, folks, so it's still mathematically possible for a couple of guys to get in there and do some damage in the overall World Tour standings.
Well, we have over a month until that next competition, and you can bet on it. There's a couple guys in this roster that are going to be hitting the practice pits hard.
So there you see our awards ceremony, and the champagne showers are already beginning. The ladies have taken off, and the guys decided, hey, we'll give each other champagne showers this time. What great fun for them up there. Clinton Moore, Taka Higashino, and of course Thomas Pages, our winner, that man right there. He's going to take a celebration run after the ladies, and they're not going to let it happen. Good job, boys. Congratulations to our podium finalist today. Taka Higashino jumps up there and gets himself a few points, so that'll put him in the mix as we head towards Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates. It's been a lot of fun to watch the action here today. It's been a fantastic event here in South Africa, in Pretoria, in front of these beautiful historic union buildings, and of course with Nelson Mandela statue overseeing everything. Again, a fantastic, amazing event here
Nelson
at the
Mandela approved.
Nelson Mandela approved at the Red Bull X Fighters 2015 stop number 4 of 5. Ladies and gentlemen, for Lorette Nickel and Ronnie Renner, I'm Troy Mannering saying thanks a lot for joining us as we take one last look at our World Tour standings here. Look at that, Thomas Pages, Clinton Moore, neck and neck. And Levi Sherwood, David Ronaldo still in the mix, along with Josh Sheehan and Rob Adelberg. And what an amazing final this is going to be as we head towards Abu Dhabi, Ronnie Renner.
It will be on and popping. And somebody's going to be popping some champagne at the top of that mountain there, and they are going to be psyched because this is a war right now.
It is a war. It's come down to some serious riding as we head in to our last event. One final look here at this bike flip from another angle for Thomas Pages. Oh,
bike flips, and flares, body variables.
Everything.
Oh, body variables over dirt kickers. We've seen it all. Double flips.
Yeah.
You name it. We have seen it all here today. Everyone got out of here in one piece. You can't ask for a better thing than that.
It's more intense than ever. All right, folks, thanks again for joining us here in Pretoria. I'm Troy Mannering for Lorette Nickel and Ronnie Renner. Take care, everyone. See you in Abu Dhabi.
On the